Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Collectacast podcast. It's been almost a year now since the last episode.
Almost a whole year.
Almost a whole year.
A whole year.
Went on hiatus for a bit because
He went to jail.
Went to jail
For murder.
for all the murders.
All
just
of them.
Every single one.
Every murder that happened, it was him.
But really, this was during, I believe my last semester in college, and I had a lot more free time. And then I started working at Walmart, and my soul was just too dead to do anything. I didn't have any motivation or drive or anything because it was just sucked out by the corporation that is known as Walmart.
I feel like you still don't.
No, it's getting better. That's exactly why this episode is created, because I see a light at the end of the tunnel, whereas before it was just plain darkness. So speaking of plain darkness...
Tell me what that's like. Tell me what that's like.
So we're here with Ginger Spice.
Hi, I'm a person.
He's from the Back Alley Crocs, which is right now still called Pixel Party, but I'm gonna be changing that probably tonight, because why not? I mean, fuck it.
Let's make history.
Maybe I'll even...
Raping, murdering crocodiles.
I'll do something historic and edit an episode and put it up. That'll be insanely historic.
You know what's funny? Every time I see an alligator now, I get mad.
Really?
Because it's not a crocodile.
So whenever I go and see the Crocs store, I get mad because it's shit shoes and it's got our name on it.
It's got our name on it.
It's our name.
It's ours.
We were first, man.
Yeah.
Fuck them. Nobody likes Crocs. Nobody wear...
I've
never seen anybody actually wear Crocs before. I think maybe in public I saw one person.
Did you beat him up?
What? You've worn them?
Yeah.
I just have been informed that my girlfriend has worn Crocs, and I now no longer have a girlfriend.
Untrue, sir.
Just kidding.
Untrue.
I'm just kidding. Anyway, so let's go ahead and dive right in to the topics of today. The first topic is E3, just because I want to just stop talking about E3 by just kind of rounding it out right now. And just
to be fair, you went, and that's exciting.
I went, and it was really exciting. A lot of journalists said this was probably the worst E3 they've ever been to.
Really?
Great. This is the first E3 I've been to. Now, I can kind of see why, because EA was basically absent. They didn't have their own booth like they normally do. Normally they have a huge setup. Activision wasn't there. So I didn't...
Really?
Yeah, they weren't there.
Wow.
Before E3 started... On the confirmed list of games you could play was Call of Duty 4 Remastered and Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Neither games were there. So it was really frustrating to see so many games not be there. But in another way, it still was a fantastic experience. I'm not going to say it wasn't. Because I got to play the new Legend of Zelda, which was awesome. I got to play it for about 35 minutes.
And how long did you wait in line for that?
I waited for about an hour and a half.
Okay.
But I was waiting in line and just talking to everybody, and also to the left of me was the Treehouse Live event that they were streaming online. So I got to see the game developers and creators play Paper Mario Color Splash, and I got to see the new Rhythm Heaven game. So it was kind of cool seeing what I normally see online at home in person. I really hope to go to some of the conferences next year. I'm not sure if that'll happen, but we'll play it by ear. We'll see. Some of the highlights of games that I just kind of remembered off the top of my head. Zelda was amazing. I loved all the new stuff like climbing buildings.
That's pretty neat.
It was
to
cool.
Be honest with you.
It's like Assassin's Creed, but actually better.
But actually,
Assassin's Creed a lot of the times kind of has predetermined points where you can start climbing. Whereas this is like you can climb whatever you want. You can climb rocks. You can climb
trees.
The church. I climbed this entire like temple.
Did you burn?
Huh?
Did you burn?
Did I burn?
Church.
No, I was
outside. It was a religion
of the church.
joke. Please, nobody hate me.
I know. I get the joke. It's because you're a horrible person.
I am.
So let's go to the next game. I played Elder Scrolls Legends, which I don't know if
It's a card game.
You don't like card games. We've already gone over this. We have a nice video of your phone that sort of recorded, didn't record. I don't remember.
That's upsetting because I was really excited about that, but it didn't.
It would have been a funny video.
It would have.
It was. We'll have to do it again, but
I got to win.
You got to win.
You were kind enough to let me win.
I was basically playing by myself against myself.
Thank you.
But so you got to see me play with myself. So Elder Scrolls Legends again. I mean, it's a millionth time. But Elder Scrolls Legends was. It felt a lot like Hearthstone because you start out with like one mana crystal and it just keeps going up after each turn. But they kind of mixed it up because on each side of the game board, there's like a left side and a right side. And the right side, if you put a card down, it had protection from whatever creature's over there, no matter if it
Right.
haste or not.
Mhm.
Do you remember what haste was for magic? It can attack immediately as you put it down. No,
Yeah.
you don't remember. Anyway, so you put it over
I
there.
remember the you had to put a certain card down to do certain magic
and then
things.
it's protected for one turn, but if you put it on the left, it's not protected at all. So
Right.
you really want to, like, if like this one gives you an extra mana crystal each turn, you want to put it over there because it's got a status effect that you don't want to go away. Whereas if you've got like a big old creature you want to start killing them with, you put it on the left side, so you can just start doing that damage. And
Right.
you can do damage on each side, but you don't need it to be protected because it's a big, massive creature. So it just kind of added a whole new strategy to it. And it was a lot of fun. I unfortunately didn't get to play Gwent, which is another card game, which is actually from the Witcher series. They're going to make a fully featured Gwent card game now.
That
online.
sounds like a British insult.
Gwent?
Yeah,
It
like
does.
if you walked in on your girlfriend cheating on her, you'd be like, "You, Gwen," and then you'd throw her out.
It's like another word for cunt or something
Yeah.
like that.
You dirty Gwen.
Did you ever play... You played Witcher, right?
Yeah.
Did you ever play Gwent?
No.
You never did any of the side
No.
missions? Or... You never did the side missions?
No.
What is wrong with you?
Well,
The side quests were incredible in that game.
did I suck? It's just
You-
I'm terrible at games,
God,
which is awful because I used to love them. And
how
then
are you horrible at games? This game you don't need to be good at. Like,
Well,
it's not a game that requires
okay,
a lot of skill.
I don't know if I'm horrible, but I just don't care
That's
because I'm at a terrible place in my life. I mean, I don't mean to get depressing, but I am. I'm just at an awful place in my life. So like, I see things, and I'm just not excited anymore.
what you need to do is you need to
Get a new job, yes.
that, but you also, I don't know what you're doing with video games, but I like to use video games as a form of escape, like a lot of people do with movies and TV
Yeah.
shows. They use it as a form of escapism, which is what video games really are. I mean, the World of Warcraft, it's an entire world that people can escape into from their daily life and stress. So I think you just need to learn how to turn off
I need to do that again.
stress.
Because it used to be like that for me. Is video games used to do that
What
for
what
me.
changed?
Well, I guess I got older. Because like it really started to change when I went into high school. Because then it's at that point where you start to kind of see what life really is gonna be for you, and it kind of went downhill for that. But my escape these days is music.
Music, okay.
Music is
That's a
fantastic.
great escape.
Yeah.
It was a lot better back in college for various reasons I'm
Yeah.
not going to get into, but it's still a great form of escapism as well. Music it's great.
And that's unfortunate because I can't even play an instrument, which I would love to be able to do.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to try it. I mean, I'll let you borrow my guitar. I don't
you
care.
should let me do that.
Okay,
Like,
and I've got an amp too somewhere. I'll let you borrow that too.
somewhere.
I don't know where it is. I don't know I think it's under my bed at my dad's house. We'll figure it out. Anyway, so I mean, I'm sure once you, I think you just need to look at video games in a different light. I don't know what you're doing right now with video games.
Well, right now it seems like video games to me these days, I feel like it's something I have to do. And
Really?
I don't like that.
What do you mean you have to do it?
I mean, I'm not like blaming you or Gabe or anybody else, but it's just kind of like I get a text saying, "Hey, let's do this tonight," and I'm like, "Yeah," and then I go home and I'm like, "This is something that I have to do." Like it's like because like recently we were playing Grand Theft Auto, and like the thing that I love personally about Grand Theft Auto is I like just jumping onto GTA Online and just doing whatever the fuck I want to do.
So because we've been doing heists, it's kind of like stressing you out and stuff.
Not stressing me out, but it's just kind of like I want to go just dick around. But I can say that because I have a lot of money because I'm shitty.
I don't have any money.
and I
you
bought-
could give me some money and we'll just dick around.
Yeah. Well, I bought the GTA thing that was on sale. That was like you can get it for $60 and you get
Yeah,
like
and then you
$3
get the-
million. When that's normally 109, I think it was.
Yeah.
Now this was 60. So
Which is dumb, by the way. It's a completely different topic. It's so stupid that you can spend real money to get in-game currency. That's
Yeah.
just so dumb.
yeah. So like now that I have all that money, I'm just like I can do whatever the fuck I want. Because if I were in reality had the money that I had in Grand Theft Auto, I wouldn't do a goddamn thing.
So right now it's kind of funny. We're like in opposite ends of reality.
Yep.
Like I'm finally getting to a point where I have like a comfortable amount of money
Yeah.
and I can actually like do stuff. But in
And
GTA, I can't do anything because I don't have any money. I don't have a house.
I would gladly
don't-
switch. I would gladly switch with you. I don't give a shit about my Grand Theft Auto guy and the money that I have in that game. I would much rather have it in person.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We'll figure that part out in GTA. I don't mind dicking around, but I really do need to figure out a way to get money.
Yeah, and because it's
that's the one thing that's really annoying about GTA is how difficult it is to get money. That's why GTA 4 was my favorite multiplayer experience, because you don't have any objectives at all.
Yeah.
You have weapons of any kind you want.
That's a good point.
Scattered around the map.
Yeah, and you could just.
And I've said this to other people. Yeah, and I loved it. We'd make our own games.
Yeah.
It was so much fun. It was like a sandbox you just jump into, and then you just fuck around and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
We'd always go to the airport just because it was the most fun place to go.
Yeah.
And you'd go off the ramps there. Yep. You'd just do crazy shit. And then I created a game. Or somebody else helped me create it. I don't want to take all the credit. I don't remember. It was so many years ago. But we would have somebody in a car, and they'd try to make it across the runway before two people in Blackhawks would knock you off into the ocean.
Yeah.
So they'd use the blades and try to knock you off. And then we did a bunch of different stuff like that, and it was a lot of fun.
And like the thing that... Because, I mean, since it's on our list of topics to talk about Grand Theft Auto anyway, we're... I think a few weeks after they've just released Further Adventures in Finance and Felony, which is the new expansion for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yep.
And I feel really bad because you and I kind of tested it out in the sense that we went out, I bought the company, I'm the CEO, and it took me for fucking ever to figure out how to make you an associate. Mm-hmm. But we went out, we did the mission, and we stored it in my warehouse or whatever.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I screwed you because I sold it without even giving you the money because I wanted to see what it was like. And then me and Gabe and my friend Alex, we went out and we did about 2 or 3 missions, and we had the warehouse just stacked. Like one side of it was just stacked with shit. And so Gabe was like, well, just test it out, just sell it. And then just give me and Alex whatever, like a piece of it. Just divide it between the 3.
You know you can do that, right?
Yeah, you can. And like here's the part where you guys get screwed. I'm the CEO, so I get more money than you guys. When I sold however much it is that we had, I literally got $203,000. Gabe and Alex got $75,000.
But you can fix that yourself, right?
That I didn't know.
That's why I've been jokingly asking for money, hoping you would. You can withdraw money from your bank and you can drop it on the ground.
Oh,
that's how, because when they first started talking about Grand Theft Auto 5, is he talked about when you're doing the because this was right before it came out, before they had heists and all that crazy stuff. They had just robbing convenience stores, and only one person gets that money.
Well, yeah, you can go into the menu and split it.
I didn't know that, but there's another thing you can do where you can just drop money. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if they've patched that because a lot of hackers were going into other people's games and just dropping millions.
And then
but as far as I know, you can drop money to people.
So here's what happened after I sold all that stuff with me and Alex and Gabe.
Did it give you an option to change the split?
No.
That's dumb.
It literally told me I get $203,000. So what I thought that meant was because once we finished selling it all, because selling it is actually a mission too.
Okay.
So you take it, you get your buddies, you get in these big ass trucks, and you take it to a delivery point. And then once you get it to the delivery point, you get your money. So I thought, okay, well, once the mission's over, I go into the menu screen that says share cash from last job. And I thought that's what it was. But prior to delivering the shit, I guess we'll call it, I don't know, all the stuff Alex, Gabe, and I had done, I think we robbed like a convenience store or something like that. And so I did share cash from last job thinking, okay, I can split.
But it was the convenience store?
It split the convenience store money between us. So we can't for those set of missions, which I got $203,000. They each got $75,000.
Well, if you can still drop money,
then
I guess you could do it that way.
Yeah.
But
which I didn't know you could do.
I'm pretty sure you can. I mean, we'll look it up after this. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can drop money to other players. I'm not 100% sure on that. But let's move that on to Rockstar in general, because they were at E3, or they weren't at E3, but they were supposed to show off the new Red Dead Redemption game.
Right, I heard a lot about that.
But because the trailer had the guy shooting up a bar, which is a saloon, they didn't want to do it because of the whole Orlando thing. Which, I mean, I know Americans and just people in general are very they're sensitive to everything nowadays. They just like to complain and bitch and moan.
Well, the entire thing, like, that's a really unfortunate thing.
It was a terrible thing that happened, but it's a video game. It's a saloon. They're cowboys. It has nothing to do with what happened there.
Well, I mean, that's another good thing that we could talk about, too. Like, do video games really make a person violent?
They don't.
No, they don't.
No.
Because Grand Theft Auto isn't inspiring me to go out and buy a gun and kill some people.
No.
If I were to do that, I would do that, and Grand Theft Auto would be the last thing on my mind.
Yeah.
I'm just a psychopath.
Exactly.
I just go kill people.
It's not about the video game. It's about prior...
life experiences, I guess.
I wouldn't say life. I just say prior imbalances in the brain.
Fair enough.
If you're already psychotic and you're playing violent video games, I'm sorry, but you're already probably prone to murdering people.
Right.
It doesn't matter if you watch a bunch of violent movies, play a bunch of violent video games. That's not what's going to incite violence in people. That's just dumb. Like, it doesn't make any sense. They've done so many different tests, and they've shown it doesn't make people more violent. It doesn't change people. If I seem violent to people, it's not because of video games. It's because I've worked retail for 4 years.
Yeah, I hear that.
I was a happy-go-lucky person, and then I was welcomed to retail, and now I hate the general public.
Exactly.
But only as a retail, though, because now that I'm back out of retail, the general public, all of a sudden, it's like a different light. It's really weird. I've noticed how nice most people are. But the thing is when you're working retail, you're just constantly surrounded by shitty people that look down on you because you're in that retail position.
Yep.
And it makes no sense that they look down on you because you're trying to help them.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't make any sense. And half the people there probably make less than we do at Walmart.
And, like, we're there to assist them with something they know nothing about.
Yeah. I mean, they're sitting there asking about laptops because they know nothing about it, and then they'll be a dick for no reason. And it's like, do you want me to help you?
Yeah.
It's like they know you can't say anything back to them.
Yeah.
And they just kind of vent their shitty life on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and because of where we are, it's a retirement community, so these old pieces of shit just...
Well, where we are is it's a weird mix because it's not all terrible people, because the one on Wetmore is just awful.
Yeah.
Like, there's cameras everywhere. It's a more lower class area. Whereas this one's located in Ore Valley, but you still have Mammoth, Salmon Well, and Oracle people coming in to what would have just been a retirement place.
Right.
And I don't want to offend anybody, but most of the mean people aren't the old people.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest right now.
Oh, yeah.
It's the people from the Tri-Shitty community. It's
Which, guilty. Guilty.
But I've saved her from it. It's okay.
Well, thank God I don't live in that
I don't
anymore.
know. I don't understand why people from those places are... I think it's just because they're angry with their own life. They just kind of take it out on everyone else. But I don't know. It's really weird. I think the old people be just grouchy all the time. But
that's
most
true.
of the old people are grateful that you're there to help them.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
The frustrating part about them is they're all fucking dumb.
The old people?
Yeah. And it's not their fault.
It's not their fault. They're a different generation, which is why I think the older generation is looking at video games in such a horrible light, going back to violence in video games. Yeah. They're looking to blame it on something. They used to blame movies and TV shows for violent behavior, but that's not the case, and we've proven that. So now that generation has accepted TV and movies as a popular form of entertainment, they haven't accepted video games yet as a popular form of entertainment. So hopefully our generation, even though they are very stupid, will come into this, as adulthood, when we start influencing laws and we start voting for things, we can actually get some people in power that are gamers, so they can go, no, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Video games don't make people violent. It's
the
dumb.
unfortunate thing about all that is just people are just looking for something to blame instead of themselves.
There's always going to be a scapegoat for things. As soon as the Orlando thing happened, everybody started screaming gun control.
Right.
Which I'm not going to get into that because it's a very touchy subject with a lot of people. Obviously, if you follow our Instagram, you know how I feel about guns. I have 2 of them. And I was born and raised with guns. I've been shooting guns since I was probably about 10. I've had a 22 and I've shot a revolver for a very long time. And I don't think guns are the problem. I think that we need classes for people.
Mm-hmm.
I think people need to know the dangers of them, because there's always stupid people that will leave their guns out, and then like their kid will find it and either kill somebody or themselves.
Yeah.
And I feel like with every gun purchase, or the first gun purchase at least, you should have to go to a class about gun safety.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I of course didn't go to a class or anything like that, just because I was raised with it. My dad's a federal agent, so he taught me all about it and all the different safeties.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like we need something in place about that. But that's as far as I'm going to get into politics, just because there's always those three things you don't talk about. Or is it just religion and politics? Or is it like money, religion, and politics? I don't remember. There's like three things you never talk about.
I think money is the lesser of those.
Lesser of those. I think money is just because of pay. Like, you don't want to talk about pay around people because they get pissy.
Yeah.
But,
which is weird to me. I don't know why.
I don't know either. I mean, I can't understand if you're working at the same place and one person's making more money in the same position. That's kind of dumb. Walmart.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, so let's move on. I real quick want to touch up on Rockstar real quick. I do think they should have showed the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
If that trailer, they've got to have more than one trailer. Come on, you can't tell me they only have one trailer made.
Yeah.
I know how trailers are made. They have a certain amount of clips, and what they could have easily done is if that was really going to be that big of an issue, cut it out. But of course, that was a rumor. So who knows if they even were going to announce Red Dead Redemption 2. I hope they come out with a new one.
That game was great, to be honest with you. I mean, I feel like a lot of the things that they do is great.
I don't think Rockstar, I'm gonna go on a limb here and say Rockstar's never created a bad game. Ever. They're like Blizzard. They just have such a great track record of making games. They've published games that kind of didn't do so great, like LA Noire. But a lot of people did love that game still, even though they didn't make it. They just published it. Mm-hmm. That's what a lot of people don't know, is that they didn't make LA Noire. They just published it.
Like, the thing that I really enjoy about Rockstar is I think they're the badasses of the video game industry. They make a lot of games, and I feel like they just don't give a shit. And not in a bad way, but it's like, we're going to put out this game, and...
They thrive...
Grand Theft Auto, for instance.
They thrive on controversies, they do. Which is why it's surprising they didn't put that trailer out.
Yeah.
Because they thrive on that kind of thing. They don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Which kind of annoys me that they don't have beheadings anymore. That's just me. Did you ever play Vice City?
Did they? Oh yeah, you could shoot somebody.
Shoot people's heads off, and with the katana you could cut people in half. Yeah. Which was just great.
Vice City was my favorite Grand
Theft Auto. And then the chainsaw.
Yeah,
it would go all over your screen.
Yep.
I need to play Vice City again.
Vice City was great.
Such a great game.
I hope
the soundtrack.
Yeah. If there's a GTA 6, which I'm sure there will be, if it's not set in Vice City, I'm going to be very upset.
I'd like it in Vice City, that'd be cool, but I also want a new area at the same time. I don't know where they do it, though,
because they're basing it off major cities.
Yeah, New York.
I mean, maybe like a Seattle-type setting.
Seattle'd be cool. It'd just be raining the whole time.
Yeah. I mean, which GTA was it that was set in London? Was it 2?
Oh, there was one in London.
Was it 2 or 1?
I think it was 2.
Was it 2?
I don't know where 1 was.
I mean,
I think 1 was Liberty City still.
Even that.
But it was top down, so it doesn't matter where it is. It's all going to be blocks.
And so 1 or 2, I mean, that was a long time ago. So
London would be really cool.
Take it to London.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
So, let's move on real quick. Just for the people still listening, here's a day one buy for you guys. Today only, so I better throw this up real quick. Best Buy is doing a deal where, now I'm pretty sure it's only today. Fallout 4 is only $25, which is insane because that game didn't come out too long ago. That was only 7 months ago now. That's ridiculous, and it's already $25.
I'm kind of upset because I want to play the game, but I don't want to spend $60 on it. I mean, Gabe loves it because he
$20 now.
But yeah, for that price, I would get it now. But
do you think you're gonna get it?
I would get it now, but I think Best Buy's gonna close and what?
Well, you can just order it online and do the pickup. So tomorrow when you go to work, you just pick it up.
That's true.
So there you go, something to do. Also, they have the Elder Scrolls Online on sale, and that actually, you know what? I took a big dump on that game when it first came out, which was warranted because it wasn't very good when it first came out. But with the Tamriel Unlimited version, it's actually a lot of fun. And if you want to play single player, it's one of those MMOs that you can play by yourself. The only problem I'm having with right now is I don't know where the hell to go in the game.
Well, you know,
I don't know where to go.
I bought it, and I had it for Xbox One. And
How was it for the Xbox One?
well, I put a lot of time into it. Like
Really?
I can't lie to you. Like because I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the thing that disappointed me the most was like I was excited to play with my friends. And it's just kind of like if you're not in the same faction or whatever it is, you can't play with your friends.
Oh, yeah.
Which was absolute horseshit.
That's dumb.
It was the stupidest thing because I remember like I was playing with two of my friends and I kept trying to join them and it wouldn't let me, and then finally I looked into it and I was like, oh geez guys, we're not in the same faction, so we can't.
What I think
Why?
What I think they should have done, because you do want to have PvP.
Yeah.
I get that, but I feel like instead of how many factions are there?
5, 6?
There should be 2. There should be 2. 2's the magic number for rivalries, because rivalries is going to be more strong
Right.
than 5 different factions. It's dumb. So if there's like 2, like in World of Warcraft, or in Guild Wars, or in like pretty much everything, then you can have players running around, and you can kill each other, but you can also have a lot of people that are also your allies as well. Instead of 5, that splits up the community too much.
Yeah,
There's no way you can balance
exactly.
that out. That's crazy. I might have been wrong by Guild Wars, by the way. I don't remember if there's 2 factions or not anymore.
I might be wrong about how many factions there were for Elder
I
Scrolls
think there's
Online.
3 or 4.
Is there 3 or 4? Okay.
It's still more than 2, and that's not the magic number.
Yeah.
Also, Grand Theft Auto is on sale right now. Speaking of Grand Theft Auto, it's $40. That game just does not go down.
Nope.
And The Last of Us Remastered is $20. Highly recommend that game. It's fantastic.
Which we still need to finish, by the way.
We do.
Absolutely need to
We
finish
do. And there's also another deal on Amazon right now. You can get Star Fox Zero for $40. That's what the game should have launched at. I'm gonna be honest here.
How much is it?
40.
40.
So that comes with Star Fox Zero and Star Fox Guard, which we had a lot of fun with.
Star Fox Guard was fun.
That was a lot of fun. I'd love to do another video on that.
Did that even go up?
Star Fox Guard?
Yeah. Did you put that one up or no?
I don't think I was editing it, but we didn't do much because I was just getting a review footage.
Right.
So we weren't very animated. We didn't say very much. So it was
That's
kind of
true.
a boring episode.
That's a good point.
So that was annoying because I edited the whole damn thing, and then by the end I was like, wait a minute, we didn't do anything.
This isn't funny.
This isn't funny at all.
Like most of the stuff we do.
I've done that with like 6 episodes. I just deleted them because it was not funny enough. And then you look at what we've posted already, and still not that funny.
Well, I mean, I think
We've gotten better.
we do pretty good on our live streams.
Yeah, our live streams are great. If you guys haven't checked out our live streams on either Twitch, which you should follow, I'll probably put that down in the description, and on because Twitch we have to do for Xbox because for some reason they still don't have YouTube integration,
Which is weird.
It's so dumb. YouTube is the biggest video playing site on the internet, and yet for some reason they don't have YouTube integration in the Xbox. Dumb. But it does let you edit videos and upload to YouTube, but you can't do live stream. Xbox, what are you doing? You need to hurry up because PlayStation did it like a week after YouTube Live was announced. It's just there you go.
You know, another thing that the PlayStation has that the Xbox doesn't, which really bums me the fuck out,
What?
is the ability to listen to music while you play a game.
They're updating that
For Xbox?
for Xbox, yeah.
Nice. That's good.
But you can't do that with PlayStation?
You can do that on PlayStation.
Oh, you can do that on
Yeah.
PlayStation already?
Because I was with a friend and he was playing his PS4. He had Spotify going on in the background while he played.
Can you put your own music?
That I don't know.
See, that you can do in the Xbox coming up in the new update.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a new
Like what?
update.
Just like plug in an iPod
They
USB
confirmed
or?
that at E3.
Okay.
You'd like take a USB, plug it in, put your music on the hard drive, and you're all set. I remember I did that on the 360 a lot.
Yeah.
When I'd play like Oblivion and just big open world games like that. Because
just
I mean, the
jamming.
music is kind of in Oblivion and Skyrim.
It's just
like,
dun,
it's,
dun, 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 and there's people chanting in the
it's
background.
not bad, but it gets old.
Yeah.
I just like to listen to my own music for a lot of different games.
Yeah.
Even Call of Duty and like Gears of War were fun for like online, just jamming out with some metal and stuff like that because those are really metal games.
Yeah.
Especially Gears of War.
Gears of War.
Which
Which I'm very super jealous that you got to see anything at E3 for Gears 4 because
I didn't.
You didn't see anything for Gears 4?
Nothing.
Oh.
They might have had a demo there. I just didn't see it. But Gears of War 4 was... There was a trailer playing.
There was a trailer, yeah.
There must have been somewhere to play that game. I don't think I looked for it, though, just because we played the beta. So I was like, I know what the game's going to be. I'm going to buy it anyway.
Yeah.
So, I'll... I only had a certain amount of time there, so I wanted to divvy it out. Because I played the new Ghost Recon game just because I wanted to get first impressions of it. It wasn't very good from what I played. Lots of bugs and glitches. It was pre-alpha, but it's Ubisoft, so I have no faith in them. Because their pre-alpha games, they just decide to launch, like Assassin's Creed. Thank God they're not coming out with the new Assassin's Creed this year.
They need to not. Like, and I love those games.
So proud of them.
I know you don't like them.
I know I like them, but they need to stop coming out every year, and you need to stop giving them money.
Well,
like, you need to stop.
I love them.
You're part of the problem.
I love those games.
You need to wait till it goes down to 40 to tell them, hey, I like your game, but stop charging $60 for something that isn't fixed.
This most recent one.
You vote with your wallet. That is what you do. Most gamers don't understand this. Money speaks. If you buy Call of Duty every year, they're going to keep coming with Call of Duty every year.
Yeah.
If you buy Assassin's Creed every year, they're going to keep coming with Assassin's Creed every year. It doesn't matter how buggy it is, people buy it.
Yeah. And you're not wrong. Like, I agree with you completely. Like, Assassin's Creed, what the fuck was it? Unity? Which was the ones with all the bugs.
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed Syndicate came out. And Assassin's Creed Syndicate, it had its problems, but I was a really big fan of it. I like the storyline, I like the setting, but...
I don't think I own that one yet. That's the one I don't own. I bought Unity for about $10. I usually wait till they're about $10.
Yeah.
Because that's what I think they're worth to me.
Yeah.
Just because they come out every year, these serial sagas, Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed, both their value just drops so fast now.
Yeah.
They're stocks you don't invest in on day one because it's pointless. With Call of Duty, if you're a huge Call of Duty player, you really don't have a choice because you have to invest day one. Otherwise, you're going to be behind everybody.
Yeah.
And they're all going to have better guns than you, and you're just going to lose.
Yep.
So, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what happens to Call of Duty this year as well, because that was the most hated trailer on YouTube I've ever seen. It had 1 million dislikes.
I remember you were telling me about
something
that. That's
like
insane.
that. It is insane how many dislikes it has. I'm going to look it up real quick just because I want to see exactly how many dislikes it has. I think the thing is, though, after watching the E3 trailer, I'm kind of interested in it, believe it or not.
Really?
Because the space battles looked awesome. Like, it looked really cool because you're flying this futuristic space ship, and then you're dog fighting and you're flying around, and it didn't look like Call of Duty at first. I wasn't sure that it was Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And then they get to the ground combat, and I still didn't know it was Call of Duty because there was like 0G, so they were taking advantage of that. There's like things up above you, and you jump to them, and then you hide behind cover up here, and you pop up, and you're shooting people, and they're using jetpacks.
Yeah.
I thought it was some other game, and then it was Call of Duty. And
well, kudos to them for trying something different.
They're trying something new. I'm proud of them.
Yeah, because I think people were starting to kind of catch on to the fact that, oh god.
Which is why the Infinite Warfare reveal trailer has nearly 3 million dislikes. And that's because nobody wanted a futuristic Call of Duty anymore. Everybody's sick of it because they did... they went... Because Black Ops 2 wasn't futuristic.
It wasn't? Which one was the future one then?
There was Advanced Warfare and Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3.
And they don't want a third one. They don't want another new, futuristic one, which I completely agree with. I was probably one of those people... No, I didn't dislike it, but I was one of the people that agreed with those dislikes. It shouldn't be futuristic if people aren't demanding it. But it does look different enough that it looks interesting, but it still is very negative in dislikes. So it looks like the public opinion is still out, and people still aren't really looking forward to this game. It definitely doesn't have the hatred that the first trailer did, but Battlefield 1 is going to be receiving
I was just about to say
most of the love. The only issue I have with Battlefield 1 is that EA is making it. And EA... they're like the microtransaction kings.
Yeah.
And I've already heard about so many things that are going to be DLC. They've already started talking about it. And I hate that. I don't know about you, but DLC should not be mentioned before the game's even coming out. Because if you're thinking of DLC, already put the damn thing in the game.
Yeah.
Put it in the game.
Yeah. Because why would you not?
It's so stupid. If you're talking about map packs before it's released, put put that map in the game. Don't tell me that they don't have time to put those maps in the game. Update the game as it comes out. Do day one patch. They're fans of doing that anyway. Put maps in there. Make us happy. Stop charging so much money. That's why the new Battlefront game crashed and burned so hard.
Yeah.
Is because all the content we wanted, A, wasn't there, and B, still wasn't going to be there even with DLC. And even if they put it in DLC, I still wouldn't support them because I'm not going to pay for something that should have been in the game already.
Well, yeah, I mean, Halo 5, I feel like, did it right.
Halo 5...
Because everything is free.
Plants vs. Zombies and a couple other games have just perfected what DLC should be, which is non-existent. DLC shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
But they do have microtransactions that you don't need to do, which is great.
Yeah.
I love them.
Yeah.
I love that they do that. Another game did that. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think Titanfall's me doing that. Because they said Titanfall 2, all the maps are going to be free.
No, that's good.
And so they might just start, charging for extra booster packs.
Yeah.
If you want to, but you don't have to. So I know a lot of people do complain about those microtransactions, but it's because those people pay those microtransactions that you don't have to pay for map packs and stuff like that. Which is the same with Overwatch, actually. Because you do get those crates after every single level, every time you level up.
Yeah.
Which never ends. Like, you're going to continue to level up, you're going to keep getting crates. And it's usually like 4 or 5 games. It's not that big of a deal. But you can pay for crates, and that's why they're going to come out with all the new characters for free, all the new maps are going to be free, and stuff like that. So that is, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that's the way they should go?
Well, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because when they announced, when 343 was like, yes, everything for Halo 5 is going to be free, I was instantly erect. Because that's the shit. Like, I love it. And not only that, it's just, you'd think when somebody does something like that, they're just going to push out shit.
Yeah.
Which Halo 5 hasn't. I mean, not all that much.
The thing about Halo 5 I want to talk about is, I mean, it's cool they keep updating the game. It's great. I like that they keep adding new skins. It's a bitch to get those skins.
It is. Which
it's a
is
bitch.
Dog
it's
shit.
So
because
dog shit. And also... God, the maps feel so unfinished. I don't know what's going on in that studio, but they're not doing it right.
Well, that entire game looks like that, I feel like.
Halo 5 is a real mixed bag. It feels so fluid, so nice. I love the shooting in it. The guns feel great. But they're slowly starting to feel like Halo again. Warzone feels a lot more like Halo than the Arena does. The Arena feels a lot more like a mix of Call of Duty and Halo. Because they've got... The time to kill it's still pretty long because it's got the shields, but it's still a lot lower than Halo 3, where you have to empty a freaking clip into somebody and then bash them to kill them. And there's barely any vehicles in Arena, ever. Like, the maps are usually too tiny.
Yeah, well, if you play Big Team.
That's true, Big Team. Big Team does bring back that Halo feel, but...
And, see, that's what I miss, too, about that, is, like, if, in my personal opinion, if they go and they make Halo 6...
They will.
Well, yeah, because it's the new trilogy or whatever. I mean, they're going to finish it off.
They're going to finish the fight again, and then they're going to come out with a new trilogy.
Yeah. And if they could just go back to anything before Halo Reach, which I know you weren't a big fan of Halo Reach. I
did
loved
not like
it.
Halo Reach.
I loved Reach, but, like, if we could go back to no Spartan Charge, no jetpack, no armor lock.
No armor abilities, period. I hate armor abilities.
Let's just play a Halo game. You know,
that's what Halo was. That's what made it great.
And can I play with my fucking friends in the same room on the same console?
Yeah, that's bullshit. I mean, their point was valid of what they said. They wanted to keep it at a steady frame rate, of 60. I think it's 60. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they wanted to stick it at a decent frame rate, which is 60. But I have accepted, because the Halo games like this in the past too. When you play with more than one person on the console, the frame rate takes a dip. But I don't care because I'm playing with my friends. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Frame rate isn't that big of a deal. I have a gaming PC for that. That's what my gaming PC is for. If you wanted to worry about frame rate, you probably shouldn't have made such a shitty console. I'm sorry, but Microsoft made a huge mistake when they launched the Xbox One because it's so underpowered compared to the people. Well, I guess I shouldn't say it's so underpowered. In general, it's so underpowered, but compared to the PS4, it's a little bit underpowered.
Right.
compared
Oh
to
yeah.
PS4. It shouldn't be underpowered at all. They should be equal. Most of the console generations, if you look back, let's take a quick back in history. Let's go back to the PS2. PS2, original Xbox and GameCube. PS2 was actually the weakest of the consoles, believe it or not.
Really?
It was weaker than the GameCube. But the GameCube had its own limitations because the discs were so stupid and tiny that they could only hold so much. So they didn't hold nearly as much as the PS2 or Xbox original. The Xbox original was super powerful, but it did not beat out the PS2 or GameCube because it wasn't a well-known brand yet. Microsoft was new to the game, so nobody wanted to, trust their hard-earned cash in that one console with the Xbox. I know a lot of people did. It did get popular over time. Once Xbox Live started taking off, Halo 2, they started, proving themselves. But you know what? PS2 actually did win that generation. They had the most games.
I agree.
They were great. I loved my PS2. I had a PS2. Before that, it's so weird how it started, because I started with an N64, then I got a PS2, then I got an Xbox 360. Now, the Xbox 360, PS3, Wii generation. The Wii, of course, was the pathetic console. It was a gimmick. It sold itself on a gimmick, and it did very well at that. It wound up in retirement homes. It wound up in parents' houses, old people's houses, because they'd play it for Wii Sports, and then they'd never touch it again. That's the only reason it sold so many consoles.
Then you had, those weird exercise pads and all that.
I had all that for my Wii, and then I promptly stopped caring about it and sold it to my parents, and then they never played it. But it did not win the generation, obviously. Xbox 360 and PS3, though, power-wise, were about equal. Some games looked better than the PS3, some games looked better than the 360. It was really optimization at that point. There was no real clear winner. I'm going to say right now, the PS3, a lot of the games that were made just for the PS3 look a lot cleaner than any Xbox 360 game. Because, my God, Little Big Planet still looks incredible. The first and second Little Big Planet games, they look so clean and crisp. Ni no Kuni, clean and crisp. A lot of those games are very just nice. But there were also a lot of great Xbox 360 games at the time as well. There was the Gears of War, Halo, stuff like that. But now we get to this generation. And the Wii U, of course, is once again pretty much dead. They've already announced the NX. Sales have never been good for the Wii U. It's not nearly as powerful as the other ones. The Xbox One launched with very subpar technology compared to what you could buy for a pretty cheap PC at the time. Like, you could probably spend $400 on a PC. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to when it first launched. When it first launched, it was $600, wasn't it?
I want to say $499.
Was it?
Yeah, because I remember. Unfortunately, I was still working at Walmart, but
I was at GameStop.
We were done a solid, and Walmart employees were allowed to pre-order the console 2 weeks before we did pre-orders for the public.
That's cool.
So I instantly got on that, and I layawayed it, and then just kept every paycheck just kept putting $50 in, and then my parents chipped in $200 and considered it my birthday and Christmas present. So I got that day one edition Xbox One. I have the controller. It says day one on it. I get erect every time I look at it, and then I realize I'm sad. But I was excited because it was just going to be a whole new slew of games, but at the same time, it took my friends forever to be able to get one. So, and I felt like everyone was playing more Xbox 360 than they were playing Xbox One.
The thing about this generation I was going to get to is that when they first launched, none of them were spectacular. I don't remember a single launch game that anybody gave a shit about. Xbox 360 had Call of Duty 2. Do you remember Call of Duty 2? Did you ever have Call of Duty 2 when that first came out?
I don't think so.
It had Call of Duty 2 and Oblivion came out shortly after that.
I remember getting Oblivion.
Oh my God. Do you remember how the graphics made you feel when you first saw them? You thought it was incredible. It was insane. But I think with this console generation, is a lot more PC gamers. And because there's a lot more PC gamers, it takes a lot more to impress us. Because we're so used to our gaming rigs already. So a lot of people are saying that this is the last year there will be consoles, or last generation of consoles, because you might as well just get a gaming PC at this point. And a lot of the games aren't exclusive anymore. Like this generation, I can't think of any games that really pop out to me that are great exclusives for either console. Can you think of anything? Like for people that love the Bloodborne, Dark Souls series, like, oh, Bloodborne for the PS4.
Yeah.
I don't care about that game.
Yeah.
It's one game. There's Uncharted 4. Is that it? Like, I can't think of anything for the Xbox. There's Halo 5, but Halo 5 is kind of lackluster compared to the old ones.
Yeah, I mean, and then there's going to be Gears 4. There's not really much. Well, you know what? And, I mean, you were at E3, so you might be able to confirm this for me. This is just what I read, and because everything on the internet is true, obviously. But I heard that Dead Rising 4 is going to just be a timed exclusive for the Xbox One, and then will release for PS4.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Wow,
Yeah.
I've not heard that.
Yeah, I heard it was a timed exclusive for Xbox One, and then will be finally released for the PS4. I don't know if that's true, though. I really don't.
Were all the Dead Risings only on Xbox?
Yep.
Every single one?
I'm pretty sure.
I've never been a big fan of the series.
I liked 1 and 2, and then I think 3 was a launch title for the Xbox One, and I got it, and it was dog shit.
Yeah.
I played about 30 minutes and was like, this is dumb.
It didn't. None of the series really jumped out at me. The first one was a lot timed of stuff, like a lot of time stuff, and I'm not a big fan of time stuff. I don't like that at all. I like games that let you do whatever you want without any restrictions. I don't want to have to worry about, I have 5 minutes to do this, otherwise I lose. That's stupid. The second one had like your stupid daughter who was infected.
Yeah, and you had to keep
timed.
bringing her to the zombie.
I think if you just let her die, then you're like free. But he's like depressed and mopey the whole game.
Yeah, and then you can't finish the main story, I don't think.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
And then the third one came out and it looked like dog shit. And it was like 60 gigabyte install. And it took hours, which is ridiculous. So, in my opinion, it's been a very lackluster generation. And there haven't been that many new IPs at all. Think about it. There's Dead Rising 3. There's Gears of War 4. Halo 5.
That's true, actually.
There's
I didn't really think about
Grand Theft Auto 5. There's Uncharted 4. There's Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
Is there any new IPs that I'm Sunset Overdrive was pretty new.
Sunset Overdrive was pretty great.
That's a cool game. That was fun actually when we played multiplayer, just dicking around and stuff.
I mean, Overwatch now.
Overwatch, but I'm gonna call that a PC game. I'm gonna piss all the console people off.
Well, I mean, you're right.
It's a PC optimized game from a company that makes mostly just PC games.
Yeah.
And Overwatch is a great new IP, but it's not a console exclusive, which once again brings up the fact of what's the point of owning any of these consoles. The only console that really has that most exclusives right now is the Nintendo Wii U. As much as people want to shit on the Wii U, it has a lot of really fun games for it. Splatoon is a brand new IP, sold amazingly. I'm sure there's going to be a sequel to it. So that's a brand new franchise that's introduced. There's not going to be a Sunset Overdrive 2, I can tell you that right now, because that game just did not sell well enough. I can't think of any new IPs on the other consoles, PS4 and Xbox One, that sold well enough that there's going to be a sequel to. There's a couple new ones that look pretty cool from E3, like Advent New Horizon or Horizon, like the one with the weird robot animals.
Yeah.
That looks cool. That could potentially be a new franchise. That's a brand new IP. We Happy Few. Game looks like dog shit, actually, unfortunately. The trailer looked incredible, but then I saw some gameplay and it looks like ass.
Well, as disappointing as it is, PS4 has... What the fuck? We were so excited to play together. I was going to get PlayStation Plus just to play with you for it. No Man's Sky.
Yes.
No Man's Sky. I was so excited.
Is that PS4 only?
Yep.
Gotcha. Oh, it's also PC, though.
Is it PC as well?
It's also PC.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that doesn't count then.
It's still kind of...
Which, by the way, off topic real quick, that game looks fucking fantastic, and it looks like one of the greatest games that you would be able to play with your friends, but I can't play with you because we'll never experience the same planet.
Let's clarify this real quick, because probably a lot of people don't know this. If you guys still listen, I love you, just letting you know. The thing about No Man's Sky is they said originally that it's a whole, procedurally generated galaxy that's going to be huge, and you'll be able to play with your friends. And you remember this, right? They said this.
Yeah.
That you could play with your friends and you'd be able to interact with other people. You never know who you're going to meet or what you're going to see out in the galaxy. And the whole point is to get to the center of the universe. Recently, they've said the galaxy's so big that you'll never see anybody. It's a very, very small chance you'll ever see anybody ever while playing the game.
Is stupid.
And the only goal of the game... Now, I don't mind games not having goals. Minecraft didn't have a goal, but you had enough stuff to do that you can kind of preoccupy yourself and make your own goals. This game, I don't know how the fuck they're going to make any... Well, I don't know what you do. Like, you can mess with planets, but if it's this big of a game, you're never going to come back to that planet again.
Yeah, exactly.
So what's the point of doing anything on these planets? And if the whole point is to get to the center of the galaxy, but the game is so big that you'll never meet anybody, how are you ever going to get to the center of the galaxy? You're kind of contradicting yourself. If everyone's trying to do the same task, how the fuck are you not going to see anybody?
Yeah.
Are they just saying no one's ever going to get to the center of the galaxy? Is that the point?
I mean, it kind of sounds like that's what they're heading towards.
It sounds dumb, is what it sounds like. It doesn't make any sense. It sounded like a fantastic idea on paper. Let's make a huge, procedurally generated world with everybody's in the same server. That's what it sounds like so far. Everyone's in the same server, and you can teleport to your friends, and then you can go adventuring off in space together and gathering space parts for your spaceship, upgrading your spaceship, maybe making home bases on planets, and then maybe going to wars with other people, and you can kind of make your own clans. Now, that sounds like a fantastic game. Of course, they didn't say half the shit I just said, but it's obvious stuff when you think about a game like that, where it's a big, open expanse. Kind of make it like EVE Online without having to use Excel spreadsheets and all that other boring shit and a steep-ass learning curve. Make it a fun game that anybody can pick up and play, but you can also work together, create your own, system of planets, make your own, have an Empire Star Wars type deal, have the Rebels and stuff. That'd be so much fun. And people, I'm sure, would create that. But instead, we're getting a game where it's basically like everybody has their own Minecraft server, and you hopefully get to see somebody randomly pop in occasionally. And that does not sound like fun to me.
No. Because, I mean, like I said, I don't know what it is about my friends, specifically the ones outside of you, but the ones that I grew up with, we've always gravitated towards Xbox. I don't know why. I don't know who just decided, all right, guys, we're going to do Xbox forever. But, I mean, I get all the consoles just because, I mean, I want to play exclusives.
I used to not.
But I wish my friends would have gotten into PS4 because I really would like to play that a lot more. But because of that, all my friends being on Xbox, I don't use my PS4 at all. And it's unfortunate because I wish I could because everything looks fantastic on it.
It looks better on there.
Yeah.
It runs better.
And, I mean, I remember saying this specifically in the sense of playing with you. I would buy PlayStation Plus to play No Man's Sky with you. And then you shat on my chest by telling me we'll never be able to play with each other.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate. It makes me really sad because most of the people that I play in the console with play Xbox One, which is you and Gabe.
Yeah.
Because a lot of my other console friends have moved to PC. And I still play PC games with them, but I'm stuck playing a PS4 as well.
Yeah.
Or Xbox One as well.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, I'm glad there's multiple consoles. You don't want it to be a single console, otherwise there's no competition.
Yeah.
And you can see what happens with no competition. Comcast can go fuck themselves. And I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this generation. It's definitely the most disappointing in my opinion.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because I'm old. That's not because I'm old. Fuck that. It's not my fault. It's not my fault this generation sucks. It sucks because there's nothing new.
Yeah.
There's nothing exciting.
And I mean, I think...
And it makes me sad.
Going back to what, I mean, I started talking about at the beginning, that's another reason, why I don't care about video games anymore.
That's why I want you to get into PC gaming.
Yeah,
because PC gaming is alive and well with new shit.
One day when I get a better job and get a better pay. Hopefully.
I was working at GameStop making less money than you.
That's true.
And I got a gaming rig. You just gotta have the patience and you have to have the motivation to save money.
Yeah, which is hard for me because I'm an impulse buyer. But yeah, I mean, to me, that's one thing that I feel like a console or anything in general should aim for, in the sense that you want to get somebody who doesn't really know much about your product to buy your product.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. It took me a really long time to get a PS4. I had a Wii U before I had a PS4. And I started it off with an Xbox One. Then I got Wii U, then I got PS4. But I remember seeing just randomly I watched the trailer for Infamous Second Son.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that fucking game and I was like, that looks fantastic. Not even just gameplay-wise, but visually that game looks amazing. If that's what the PS4 does, I need to get a PS4. The second I saw the Infamous Second Son trailer, I got everything that I could that I'd never played, and I rushed it right down to GameStop, turned it in, and I got a PS4. I know that makes you sad.
Oh, it makes me so sad.
But I got a PS4 out of it, and I got Infamous Second Son for that. And so
Did you like that game?
I loved it. I adore it.
I need to have the time and patience because I remember I checked it out from GameStop. I didn't give it the time it needed because I just couldn't get into it.
It was one of those games where everything looked great and it sucked me in visually, but like I was a fan of the character.
But the thing is, that's another sequel.
You're right.
See, the thing is, and I understand it. It is scary for game developers to create a new IP because it's such a risk.
Putting a lot of money of yours
It's
into it.
a lot of money these days, and that's why PC gaming I feel like is going to come out on top because it's cheaper to develop for. You don't have to go through as many channels. The only real channel you have to go through is Steam. And
evidently everything works better on it.
Yeah, everything works better. I wouldn't say everything works better on the PC because there's a lot of games that are developed for the console. Not so much nowadays, but they used to be developed just for the console, and then they'd port it over to the PC. See, now what's happening is PC is getting more interest from game developers because it's a lot more respected because of its new popularity.
Right.
So a lot of people are creating games that are more optimized for the PC. Now, of course, there's some exclusions from that, like unfortunately the new Batman game that you've been playing on the PS4 was horribly optimized for the PC. I don't even think it's on the Steam library anymore. I'm not sure. But I remember they removed it at one point because of how bad it was. So it can go both ways, but most games these days are going to run a lot better on the PC.
Yeah.
And the thing is, the reason that most people don't get a PC is because they're afraid of how expensive it is. But if you think about how much you're spending on the console, you're spending, let's say you're dumb and you're spending $60 a year on Xbox Live because you don't do any research and you just have it on auto renew.
Yeah.
So let's say you're spending $60 a year.
That means I'm dumb.
Is that what you do?
Yeah. I just have it on auto renew.
No. No. You can find it for $40 any time of the year on eBay.
Well, to be fair, like I've done all of this prior to knowing you. Now that I know
Cancel auto renew right now. Everybody go home right now. If you're at home, go to your Xbox, go to your computer, go to xbox.com, go to your account, turn off auto renew right now. Turn it off because it is so dumb to just throw money away at Microsoft because they shouldn't be getting $60 a year for this stupid service. They have so many ads on there. They can't tell me that they need the money to run these servers. It's bullshit. Yeah. So if I have to pay them any money at all, it's going to be as little as possible.
Yeah.
And recently, I got a year of Xbox Live for $28. That was awesome. Thank you, Target.
Well, I mean, and I remember too.
$60, dude.
What do you remember when fucking
$20 a year? You're wasting. That's a whole new game.
Yeah. Too bad there's just like nothing that interests me to spend that money towards. But the point is well, PlayStation used to be free.
Yes.
And then now it's $60 or whatever.
It's $50.
Is it $50?
It's $50.
It's still $50 more than it was.
But the PS3 servers were not that great.
Oh.
They were not that good at all.
Yeah, I never played them.
So what they've done now is they've taken that money and they've actually invested in the servers. So they did need the money to begin with. Because Sony doesn't make nearly as much money as Microsoft. Microsoft, right now, we're talking into a computer that's running Windows.
Yep.
Almost every computer runs Windows. There's Mac people. I have a Mac as well, but there's very few people that own a Mac. I mean, Microsoft, they have like Microsoft stuff in cars. They have Microsoft stuff. They have Xbox. They have their phones that are doing terrible. But they have a lot of different venues where they're making a ton of money. Sony makes what, like TVs and PlayStation?
Also phones.
Do they make phones?
Yeah.
Who owns a Sony phone?
You can. The last time I saw a Sony phone, and like one of the very few times I've ever seen a Sony phone, was Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Just because it's Sony that makes that.
Oh yeah.
Then you see the Sony laptops he's doing on a Vio or whatever.
Oh yeah, they make laptops too.
Yeah.
See, the fact that I forgot that they make those products means they're not doing that well.
Yeah.
Their TVs are great though.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, the TVs are great, but I mean, you can see why they need that extra money. Whereas Microsoft, they don't need that money.
Yeah.
They're getting more profit. It's just pure profit for them at this point. They have the servers, they have the capabilities. They're just banking on those people giving that money every month. I'm sure a lot of people are dumb and actually buy the 3 months. I saw that a lot at Walmart. Is
for buying the 3 months of PlayStation Plus?
Of Xbox.
Oh, okay.
They spend the $25 on 3 months. Like, oh, it's cheaper.
Yeah.
No, it's $100 a year now because you're an idiot. But anyway, I don't know where I was going with this at all. Just completely got.
You were angrily ranting at Microsoft. It's fine. A lot of people do it.
Angrily ranting that it shouldn't be $60 a year.
Yeah, you got mad at me for having it on auto renew.
Here we go. This is where I was going with this. So, everyone says PCs are super expensive. But if you take away the $60 a year you'd be spending, that after 4 years, it's what, $240 you saved?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot. And then now they're doing incremental upgrades, which is going to kill consoles, like the Scorpio and the PlayStation Neo. Which we're gonna do a whole episode about. We're not gonna go too far in depth with this one because you need to do more research on it because I want to have a discussion with you about this.
For the Neo and the Scorpio?
The Neo and the Scorpio, because those are gonna kill console gaming because what they said makes absolutely no sense at E3. You can't have a more powerful console and expect developers to make better games but somehow have them run on all the consoles perfectly. It makes no sense. They're saying that the new Scorpio is going to be 4 times as powerful as the Xbox One.
Which isn't very powerful to begin with.
How are they going to have Scorpio games run on the original Xbox One? So it sounds like they're making a new generation of consoles, but they don't want to say it's a new generation because it's only been, what, like 3 or 4 years?
Yep.
And they're about an 8-year life cycle. But technology's at the point that it's moving so quickly that their consoles just are not going to stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Because now the PCs, you can get right now a $300 graphics card. That sounds like a lot, but it is infinitely times more powerful than the Xbox One or PS4. You buy this graphics card for $300, you buy a processor, that'd be about $250. And you buy everything. So it'll be probably about $800. If you're doing like a decent budget build.
Yeah.
But you could keep that PC and you could upgrade little bits if you want to, make it run better. But you could run pretty much everything at console quality for about $600 to $800 and not have to change it for the next probably 6 or 7 years just like a console.
That's actually, you know what? That's a good point. I never thought about that. I should have.
And the thing is with a PC is you can keep all the parts in there. Most of them will be fine. And the next generation, all you have to do is upgrade with a new graphics card. And another thing that I hate about this generation, we're going to wrap it up pretty soon. I've got one more thing I want to announce that's going to affect Craigslist Game Finds and Back Alley Crocs here in a second. So real quick, bear with me. The thing about PC gaming that a lot of people don't think about is that every single game you buy for the PC will always work for your PC. It's not like I'm going to upgrade my PC now. I better rebuy all my games, which is why I hate this generation so much. It's because they have the Uncharted collection and they
do nothing but remasters.
They do nothing but remasters and people are super psyched about it, which is terrible. That's a bad thing. People should not be excited about rehashes of stuff that's already been out.
Yeah.
The new Skyrim remaster is $60 for a game that's been out for years.
Yep.
But that remaster is going to be free for all the PC owners because the PC owners have had this remaster already because of mods and stuff where the community's actually come together and made it look a lot better. So they're going to release that for free for the PC. Whereas if I had Uncharted, 1, 2, and 3 for the PC, I would never have a remastered version of it because mods would keep it updated over time to make it look better, so you wouldn't have to worry about stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
Same with GTA 5, if they'd come out with a PC before those two consoles.
But, like, my thing with remasters, too, is I feel like, with the exception of this new Skyrim and maybe the Gears Ultimate Edition, I feel like they don't really look all that different. Like, I've seen some gameplay of the Uncharted collection or whatever. 1, 2, and 3 don't really look all that different, with the exception of the frame rate being smoother.
Gotcha.
Like, graphics-wise, to me, they still look like a PS3 game. Whereas you play Uncharted 4, which one day I at least want to bring it over and show it to you, especially on this fucking TV. That game looks fucking amazing.
Yeah?
Like, it looks great. Like, to me, it's one of the most real-looking games I've seen in a long time.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really well done. And, like, the story for it's great, too. But, I mean, that's not a topic for another time. But, like, to me, I mean, I see what you're saying. Remasters shouldn't be as much as they are.
Mm. They should... I mean, the thing is, a lot of them are in the sub-40 range, which is fine. I'm completely fine with that. Because I did buy a lot of the remastered collections on the PS3. Mm-hmm. Like, I bought the Ratchet and Clank collection. I bought the Jak and Daxter collection. Why? Because I didn't have them anymore for the PS2. Mm-hmm. Or I never played them.
Yeah.
So this gave me a chance to play them. And you could make that argument for the PS4, but the thing is that with Skyrim, was it really that long ago that Skyrim came out?
Let's see. So, because I'm shitty, I graduated from high school in 2011, and I just took a year off of doing just nothing.
Is that when Skyrim came out?
Yeah, I feel like it was 2011, 2012. And
2011. So it was 5 years ago. Well, 4 years ago. But
I still feel like that's relatively soon, though.
That's kind of soon. I don't know.
Because what? Here's the thing. Was the first Gears a launch title with the 360? I don't know for sure.
Which one?
Gears 1. The original Gears for Xbox 360. Was it a launch title? I don't know.
I don't think it was a launch title, but I think it came out shortly after.
See, that's the thing. And when did the 360 come out? 2006, 2007-ish? Somewhere around there? I want to say. Roughly.
I don't remember.
I feel like it can't be sooner than 05. And they remastered it. They remastered the original Gears last year, 2015. That's a pretty decent amount of time, I would say.
That's a decent amount of time, but did we need that game remastered?
No, we really didn't.
I mean, I thought it looked fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, like the 360.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I didn't mind the PS2 games being remastered, and that's because there's a big gap between PS2 and PS3. Mm-hmm. You can see it. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Like the PS2 GameCube and Xbox original gap between the next generation was huge. And I think that's another reason why this generation was so lackluster. It's because the difference between the 360 PS3... I'm not going to include the Wii. The 360 and PS3 to the Xbox One and the PS4 wasn't that big of a jump. Mm-hmm. At all. Like, the first games looked like PS3 and Xbox 360 games. Like, they didn't look that spectacular. And I still feel there's not that much of a difference. I mean, some games, you're right, they look great. Like Uncharted 4, Metal Gear Solid 5.
Yeah.
A lot of games do take advantage of the technology, but a lot of them, I don't know, it didn't seem like as big of a jump. I mean, the cool thing about the PS2 remasters and the PS3 is that it sharpened the hell out of it, because HD wasn't around back then.
Yeah.
Everybody was still using the red, white, and yellow cables.
Yep.
So when you move to HDMI, there's a big difference. So maybe if 4K becomes a huge thing, then maybe all these remasters from the PS3 era and the 360 era would make sense because they're remaking it into 4K.
Yeah.
But right now, these consoles are still just 1080p, so there's no change in resolution, and it doesn't make any sense for them to do it.
Yeah.
That's just my 2 cents. So we're going to wrap up this episode because it's been a long
Well, you
episode.
had one more announcement that you said was going to affect channels here.
The Dolphin 5.0 has come out. I know a lot of you probably don't know what that is. It's an emulator. It plays a lot of different systems, and the cool thing with the new one is that it makes it a lot more playable. You can play GameCube games, you can play Wii games, you can play Super Nintendo games, and the cool thing about this emulator is that this will enable me to play in not only console quality, but even higher quality than what those consoles were, and I can stream that easily because it's on my computer. So you guys, for a while, have been wanting me to stream old school stuff, but it's been such a pain because Steven does not want to bring over that Elgato ever. Like, he just keeps forgetting. And it's much more difficult having the console hooked up to the Elgato, moving over my mic, and trying to keep track of comments while making sure that it's running smoothly all at the same time.
Yeah.
Whereas on the PC, I'll be able to stream it and just have the game on another screen, and I'll have my webcam, and that's about it. Super simple, all in one system.
Yeah.
Instead of 4 or 5 different things connected together, hoping everything works perfectly. Yeah. So this will enable me to play a lot of older games. You guys can suggest some stuff down in the comments. And there's some stuff we didn't get to. The Steam sale's going on right now. I'm sure in the next episode we'll talk about what was great about the Steam sale, what wasn't so great. And I want to have a whole episode about the incremental upgrades and why it's the death of consoles. Anything? I feel like I talked most of the time this episode.
Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, you know more than I do. Like I said, all of the prior guests that you've had on this know, and I'm just like, well, I'm your only friend that was available, so here I am.
No, I think it'd be fun to have you as a regular. We'll see
I'm a regular with every other thing that we do.
We'll see what YouTube has to say. I'd like to get Badham as a regular as well, and then Dreamcastguy on here. Kind of get like a 4-person thing. And then I also want to get White in here as well. I'm not sure if he keeps up with modern games and the newest news, but well, I'll talk to him. I know you guys really like listening to us just talk about random stuff, so we might just do like our own podcast type deal where it's just Fanta and White talk nonsense or mumblings with Fanta and White. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just drop a comment down below what you guys want to see, and I will try to make it happen for you guys.
I mean, and if you want to ever talk disgusting, gross, inappropriate
humor... If you guys
humor,
want that, that's going to be over on Back Alley Crocs.
Yeah.
Because the Back Alley Crocs is like the back alley. It's just gross and nasty.
It's like my asshole.
It's an interesting channel. It's not for the squeamish.
If you don't like rape jokes.
If you don't like vulgarity and bad stuff, don't go over there. But if you don't mind a bit of dirty humor and bad language, that'd be the place to go. We didn't swear too much today. I'm pretty proud of us.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, this is your thing. The Back Alley Crocs thing we do, that's our thing, and that's where I can just go. For fuck's sake, I told like a 13-year-old to fuck his girlfriend the other time we streamed The Last of Us.
That was questionable.
Well, I give a shit about nothing, so.
Well, they're not a thing anymore, so.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I don't have to worry about statutory happening because of our channel. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.
Don't rape anyone.